Take the next road on the right, then at the end of that road, turn right again. They're very close together. At the roundabout, we'll be turning left, first exit.
Holding back well, as it looks busy. There's no point rushing to get to the giveaway line if it's not clear to go. Then, the cars on the roundabout are exiting. We can continue without having to stop and use the handbrake, and creating more work for ourselves. Mirror check before the crossing, in case the lights change. Our speed drops unnecessarily low on the hill. Any lower would have been a driving fault. It's quickly rectified though, as we pick up the pace again.
At the roundabout, turn right, third exit.
We could have anticipated the car entering from the right a little better, as it was visible reasonably far back from the roundabout. Would have been better to mark the fault for either lack of planning or high approach speed, which caused the sharp use of the footbrake. We start speeding up a little early before the higher speed limit signs, although we seem to have gotten away with it. Should have been marked as a driving fault though.
Can you show me how you would operate the rear demister, please? Thanks.
Again, just like the first roundabout, we hold back nicely. This is to give the lights more chance to change to green before we get to the point where we have to stop. And we're rewarded by not having to. After some internal deliberation, we correctly realize the cars are parked and not queuing for the lights. We can tell this by looking at their position to the curb, and by looking far ahead at the clear road beyond the lights.
Take the next road on the left. Take the next road on the right.
We do well to slow enough to look round the bend to the left to see that we need to give way to the oncoming car.
Pull up on the left, in a safe place. Okay, we're now going to start the independent driving. So I'd now like you to follow a series of directions given by the sat-nav, please. Drive on when you're ready.
After 300 yards, turn left. Turn left. At the end of the road, turn right. Then, at the end of the road, turn right. Turn right. Then, at the end of the road, turn right. turn right.
Note the speed limit for the road we are turning onto. We'll need a bigger gap than usual to be able to pull out safely, as the vehicles on that road will likely be traveling at around 60 miles per hour.
After 400 yards, go left on the roundabout, first exit. Go left on the roundabout, first exit.
Nice approach speed again. We have time to easily see it's clear to proceed.
After 400 yards, turn right. Turn right.
We go round the corner in Gear 3, when Gear 2 would be better considering how much our speed has dropped. Now notice the car start to shake due to the speed being too low for third gear while going uphill. Luckily the ground level's off and the car is powerful enough to sort itself out without a gear change, but for the least powerful cars on the road that don't accelerate so well, the lower gear would be required.
After 300 yards, bear right. Bear right.
Pull up on the left please, in a safe place. And drive on when you're ready.
After 300 yards, turn right. Turn right.
We've been in second gear since the last junction. As the speed limit increases, we accelerate further without going up a gear, and the engine revs are unnecessarily high. This may be marked against our eco-driving, rather than our gears. We can't fail purely for lack of eco-driving, but there's no doubt we were in the wrong gear for some time, as we could hear by the sound of the engine, and could be marked as being in the wrong gear, rather than just the eco-driving.
Coming up soon, there'll be some new roundabouts that the sat-nav doesn't recognize. I'll give you the directions for these roundabouts when we're nearer.
At the end of the road, turn right.
So there will be no end of the road, turn right. Instead, at the roundabout, follow the road ahead, second exit.
Pay attention to the lanes on these new roundabouts. They may not seem like much, but it would be easy to be faulted for lane discipline here. Looks like the right-hand lane to go ahead on this occasion.
Turn right.
The left-hand lane goes left only, so as we enter the roundabout we can take up the left-hand lane of the two, as the lane for turning left disappears, but check for vehicles on our left side using the lanes incorrectly. We could have also kept to the right-hand lane through the roundabout, as shown by the arrows. The lanes merge into one shortly anyway.
At the next roundabout, turn right, third exit.
You could hear the engine revving loudly through the roundabout, for another eco-driving problem, or possibly even a gear fault. Now, notice the lanes here, how two of them turn right. Automatically you might think the right-hand lane would always be best for turning right, and usually it's the only choice, but here we have to be extra careful with lane discipline because the lane on our left also allows vehicles to turn to the right. At this point we mustn't cross the dashed line on our left unless we have checked the mirrors and seen there is no one beside us. Better still, we could just stick to the right-hand lane through the roundabout, since that's the one we chose on the approach, and now the lanes just merge.
And now we can go back to following the sat-nav, please.
After 300 yards, turn left.
Thinking about giving way to the pedestrian perhaps,
Turn left.
but it's not necessary on this occasion, as we are not at the junction yet.
Pull up on the left, in a safe place.
We forgot to put the clutch down before stopping, causing us to stall the engine. We can still readjust our position though, if necessary.
Okay, and drive on when you're ready, please.
We are not parked in the bus stop area, which is marked on the road. At 30 minutes and 5 seconds into this video, there is an example of where it would not be acceptable to park in this kind of additional parking area, because the yellow markings are in a slightly different place than they are here.
After 200 yards, turn right. Turn right.
Pull up on the left, in a safe place.
No one around, so no signal necessary.
And drive on when you're ready. At the end of the road, turn right. The sat-nav won't recognize it's the end of the road, but turn right, please. Pull up on the left please. Get to about a car length away from the next parked car. Thanks, and drive on when you're ready. Then I'd like you to pull up on the right please, for your manoeuvre. Alright, I'd now like you to reverse for 2 car lengths, keeping reasonably close to the curb on the right please. When you're ready.
We get off to a shaky start by not quite having the clutch at the biting point to reverse up the hill. This would be a minor mark for lack of control, and now also stalling the engine. But wait, there's far worse to come. Before moving off again, we should have checked all mirrors, and both shoulders. What should we do with the car ahead approaching?
Just stop a moment for this car please. Okay, continue, when it's safe.
We were paying too much attention to the right-hand mirror, and the curb. We did notice the white car, but maybe didn't realize they were having trouble getting around us, due to them having to wait for oncoming traffic. If any vehicle approaches us on our side of the road, when they get close we must stop, or at least keep fairly still. We would only need to stop for vehicles on the other side of the road if it looks like they are parking up near us, pulling into a driveway close by, or navigating other parked vehicles.
That's far enough, thanks. And drive on when you're ready.
At the end of the road, turn right. Then, at the end of the road, turn left. Turn right. Then, at the end of the road, turn left. Ahead, keep left. At the end of the road, turn left. Turn left.
Pull up on the left please, in a safe place.
Remember when we pulled up on the left at exactly 22 minutes into the video? There, the bus stop markings were positioned on the road, whereas here, they are positioned off the road and in the little lay-by, so we would not be allowed to park in the lay-by this time, like we did that time before.
And drive on when you're ready.
After 300 yards, bear right, then turn right.
So at the traffic lights, we'll turn right. If you could, approach in the right-hand lane please, to help with our directions later.
Bear right, then turn right.
This is said because if we look at the road markings, the left-hand lane also turns right. So, like at the previous roundabout, we should demonstrate good lane discipline by keeping to the right-hand lane through the junction. Continuing in this lane, because the sat-nav shows we are turning right a bit further on. As the lane splits, we'll use the right-hand lane of the two, ready to turn right.
Turn right.
Again, we should be getting out of gear 1 and into gear 2 a lot sooner.
After 300 yards, you have reached your destination.
The independent driving will come to an end shortly. I want you to just keep following the road ahead, and then I'll be giving you directions. At the next roundabout, turn left, first exit. Then, take the next road on the left, and at the end of that road, turn left again. They are very close together. So that's left, then left again. As we go through the gates, find a space on the right where you can just drive forward into it, please.
Rather than stopping gradually, we have to brake sharply at the last moment to be able to stop before the hedge sticking out.
Okay, secure the car and switch off the engine. That's the end of the test, and I'm sorry, but you haven't passed. On the reverse maneuver, you didn't look over your shoulder behind you enough, which would have been a serious fault for observation, but I marked the one for control, where I had to tell you to wait for the white car ahead that was trying to get through.